Seahawk, the U.S. Marine Corps' very own multi-billion-dollar transformer that's a plane and a helicopter. Atlas. Can this six-legged ship erect a giant turbine in one of the world's roughest seas? Colossus. Has the ultimate heavy metal monster bitten off more than it can chew?
Wir haben einen Stein, wir müssen sofort alles.
Kirtland Air Force Base, New Mexico. Elite Marines prepare for a drop into simulated hostile territory to train for a very dangerous mission. They're up against rival Marine units positioned more than 250 miles from the base. They've called for an emergency extraction.
Somebody could be injured, somebody could be wounded.
There's only one machine that can get in and out fast enough. Seahawk, the Bell Boeing V-22. There's no other aircraft in the world like it. Max load, 24 tons. Speed, 350 miles per hour. Seahawk is the world's first production tilt-rotor aircraft with two three-bladed prop rotors, a turboprop engine, and transmission housing or nacelle mounted on each wingtip. For takeoff and landing, it operates like a helicopter with the nacelles pointing vertically. Once it's airborne, the nacelles rotate forward 90 degrees in just 12 seconds, converting the V-22 into a combat airplane. Seahawk is flexible, fast, and battle-hardened. Crew, Chief Warrant Officer Vern Green.
We try to prepare for the worst.
Sergeant Travis Bassett, Marine Corps Crew Chief.
We're just always on standby, and then when they give us the green light, we go.
Lieutenant Colonel Ken Karika, an ex-chopper pilot with 15 years of flight experience.
As assault support pilots in the Marine Corps, we really try to serve the infantry officer, the infantry Marine, to provide that lift to get him in and out of the objective area to resupply him as necessary.
What's unique about the MV-22 aircraft is that they provide us the capability for smaller landing areas and farther and faster, deeper penetration. This is our aerial refueling retractable probe. If we were to want to take fuel in the air from another aircraft, this probe would then extend out. We would plug into that aircraft's hose. We would then take gas, and this capability provides us unlimited range.
7:30 p.m. Mission briefing.
Here are the last updates on the enemy positions, specifically with the Stinger basic that he has.
The crew must fly northeast for 250 miles, drop at the designated landing zone, and pick up the Marines.
This is our worst-case enemy situation if the enemy moves into the high ground.
Both the Marines and crew of Seahawk will face hostile fire. They fly out tomorrow at dawn. But overnight, New Mexico is battered by electrical storms. The base alarm sounds.
Right now, lightning 5 means there's lightning within 5 miles of where we are.
On flat ground like this, surrounded by 15-ton metal monsters, any personnel caught in the open risks being struck by 1 billion volts of lightning.
If we had guys out there, it is a good possibility that they would get struck by lightning. That would be such a detriment to us because we're such a small unit. If we lose one guy, that really affects our maintenance.
The unpredictable weather could make a tough mission even tougher.
The weather's that poor up there, I don't think we're gonna fly up there.
"5:15 a.m. In a matter of seconds, the aircraft is combat ready. Up in the cockpit, Lieutenant Colonel Carica runs through his pre-flight checklist. The V-22 has a cockpit like no other. Multifunction VDUs feed a stream of data to the pilots who must be able to fly two different types of aircraft at once. But there is something wrong. The craft is not delivering enough power for a full takeoff.
There's a real problem.
Carica runs a diagnostic check to Chief Green on the runway. Green pulls the plug. The nacelle joint is malfunctioning.
We got QA and airframes inspecting that area to make sure that the gearbox is good to go.
If Seahawk can't turn into a plane in midair, it won't have the speed to avoid hostile ground-to-air attacks or reach the Marines.
So you're assuming regardless it's still going to be our...
Chief Warrant Officer Green has just hours to get the craft back into the air.
Not quite yet. Not quite yet.
If the bad weather returns, the Marines won't get rescued for another day. The pressure is on.
Okay.
After hours of repairs, Green gives the all clear. And the mission is on.
Clear for takeoff. Everybody all set back secured? We're all set back. Little power back, and here's the trailer.
The craft climbs at 25 miles per hour. And then, something remarkable happens. Seahawk transforms from a chopper into a combat airplane. It's now much less vulnerable to missile or small arms fire, and that saves lives. In 2008, when then presidential candidate Barack Obama wanted to see Iraq, they transported him in a Seahawk. Seahawk has a combat range of 879 nautical miles. That means they can't complete the mission on a single tank of fuel. Carica arranges an air refueling with a C-130 Hercules fuel transporter. But there may be trouble up ahead.
Looks like there's some weather on the other side, so be prepared.
They're heading into electrical storms. The C-130 refueler radios in to say it's delayed.
He was just 120 miles about 5 minutes ago.
In 3 minutes, Seahawk will reach what's called the bingo point. Beyond bingo, the craft no longer has enough fuel to return to base.
My inclination is to say we hit bingo and we head home.
Lieutenant Colonel Carica's in a difficult position.
Still no joy on the refueling.
If the tanker doesn't make it in time, he'll go down in hostile territory. Aborting the mission now, however, would mean abandoning fellow Marines.
5.2 on the fuel. Roger.